Let's check Twitter today. No. Everybody want to switch? Why the f does this exist?
After releasing what might just be the best game of all time, we didn't have much coming out from Nintendo. I mean, we had Pikmin 4 releasing on my sister's birthday, but besides that there wasn't much to look forward to. So out comes Nintendo on Twitter at June 2nd announcing a sequel to the phenomenal Switch game and amazing multiplayer game 1-2 Switch. For a second there it almost sounded believable.
I mean, who would have expected that this game, if you can even call it that, would get a sequel 6 years after it released?
I haven't played or owned 1-2 Switch because why would I? You pay $60 for 21 minigames that were over in a minute and had no reason for revisiting it. And by the time I got in my Nintendo Switch in 2019, there were numerous games that were a million times better multiplayer games than this mediocre piece of crap. But well, when it was announced, there wasn't much we could do instead of just waiting for it to release. One day before the big summer direct happened, Nintendo dropped a release trailer showing 16 content creators who were flown out to Japan to play Everybody Want to Switch early, and yep, that looks like a sequel to 1-2 Switch. To everybody's shock, it was revealed this game could be played by up to 100 people using smartphones? So when is 1-2 Switch Battle Royale coming? The idea is kind of novel, being able to play with 100 people, but when are you ever going to meet up with 99 other people, let alone all of them want to play this? But I still held hope that this game would have more to offer than the original game. The game was even sold for half the price, so that's, I guess, a positive thing. Okay, but last Friday it released and I bought it day one, and I invited a couple of friends to come over. And here is how our first experience with the game turned out. So, there are two ways to play. You can play with Joy-Cons with up to 8 players and up to 100 players through the power of the phone. The Joy-Con minigames definitely feel like 1-2 Switch minigames, which isn't that weird. I mean, it is a sequel if you were forgetting. There are a few standouts here, like I really like Joy-Con hide and seek. One team hides a Joy-Con and the other team has to find it. It's made really easy since the rumble makes so much noise in this game, oh my god. But it's fun to play without the rumble on as well. Other minigames that are exclusively played with Joy-Cons include balloons, which is fine. You need to pump up the balloon more than the other team, but if you pump too much, it explodes. Hip bump, which seems more fun than it is. Problem is that it's way too short, since you have to be knocked back just a couple of times, plus you look fucking stupid playing this. Rally race, where you run in place and pass the Joy-Con to the next player. It is fine as well, but you can't exactly see what place you're in, so that kinda sucks. And Samurai Sword Fight, which I haven't played yet, but you just slice when the game tells you to, so it's really 1-2 Switch like. The games where you use your phone really feel like Jackbox games. I thought you had to use the Nintendo Switch Online app, but no! Nintendo has straight up forgotten about this app at this point. Instead, you need to scan a QR code on screen. You make a name and can add a profile picture, which can be anything from your gallery, which is awesome and can lead to some really stupid stuff. My favorite minigame that is exclusively played with a phone is Color Shoot. It's really similar to the obscure Chibi Robo Photo Finder on the 3DS, which is a similar thing of taking a picture of something specific, and I always thought that it was really neat. You only get 20 seconds, so be prepared to get dark purple and just not finding anything dark purple in your nearby vicinity. There's also Bingo, which is a lot of fun. It might just be regular bingo, but incorporating phones in this is really smart since everyone can have their own bingo card. Other games here are Ice Cream Parlor, where you keep track of how many ice creams are being ordered and then have to answer some questions. It's fine. You play in teams, so only the team leader can answer the questions, so if everyone has a different answer, it's going to be arson. Also Auction, where you have to bid on random items with points labeled to them. The points per items are different for both teams, which makes it much more fun, since otherwise it would just be an auction. Best thing about the phone users is that you can easily play with your friends online. Just hop on the Discord call, let one person stream the game and everybody can play. But if these were the only minigames, the game would suck balls. So how about we add 6 more minigames which can be played with either your phone or Joy-Cons. My favorite of these has to be Kitchen Timer, which is basically doing a specific motion at a specific time, but the counter disappears after a few seconds, so you have to count in your head to think when you need to do the motion. Other ones are Statues, where you freeze at the right time, Quiz Show, where you have really easy questions, but they are only fun because you have to answer as fast as possible. Ninja is probably my second favorite, where players throw throwing stars at the player with the Joy-Con, and they have to slice them as soon as they hear the star being thrown. Jump Rope is just jumping at the right time, Squats is just squatting at the right time. There are other words thrown in like squash to throw you off. Musical Chairs, which is basically musical chairs. And UFO sucks. You just do the same motion over and over again to the beat and it isn't even that fun. And that's basically all the main game has to offer. But wait, there are 2 more modes that I didn't discuss yet. Besides the fact that you can play any minigame at a whim, which is oddly hidden in the More menu option, there are also Bingo Party and Quiz Party. In Bingo Party, everybody plays bingo for themselves instead of in just teams. So it's literally just bingo. And in Quiz Party, you can create your own quizzes. This is probably the best thing in this game just because it adds a lot more replay value if everyone comes up with their own questions. And that is basically all the game has to offer. Now you can choose per game if you want to participate or not, and if you do decide to sit on the bench, you can just support your team by bombarding the screen with all sorts of different messages and emojis if you are using a phone. It's a cool feature that really doesn't add anything, but it's just something for the spectators to do.
So, even though this game is definitely a step up from Anti-Switch, I still don't know why this game has a reason to exist, especially with all of this going on. I mean, based on the reception one to Switch got, I would have expected more a sequel to Super Mario Odyssey or maybe even Tomodachi Life first, but the only real reason I can come up with why this game exists is that it was always meant to release alongside Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom being a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, releasing on the same day as one to Switch, it just all makes too much sense. I don't know if it has been confirmed why this game exists, but this is my theory at least. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.